ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master who opened my eyes which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance. Continuing further on the transcendental mystery, Krishna is starting to speak, and Krishna is speaking to Arjuna that the transcendental science that I am going to tell you, I told it many, many years back to the sun god, and it has been lost, so I am retelling it to you. Arjuna asks a question saying, you and I are of the same age. How do I understand that you told this transcendental science millions of years ago to the sun god? And where we are going to start today is the answer of Krishna. We'll see the answer that Krishna gives to Arjuna, and we will try to understand what that means. Krishna says, many, many births, both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of the enemy. Now, Krishna is saying, I have taken many, many births. You also have taken many, many births. I can remember, you cannot remember. How do we prove this or understand this? We take references from Lord Brahma. When this universe was created, Lord Brahma recited prayers to Krishna, and those prayers we will take as reference to understand what Krishna is saying here. Two verses from Brahma Samhita. The first one, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This last line, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, is the refrain for all the 29 plus verses that Lord Brahma spoke. And this means Adi Purusham. Adi is the very first beginning. Adi Purusham, the very first person. Brahma is saying, I offer my respects to the very first person in this universe. And if we look at the translation of this verse, it says, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but obtainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and eternal Purusha, yet he is person possessing the beauty of blooming truth. So, eternal meaning one that does not have a beginning and that does not have an end. That's one way to understand. And what Brahma is saying is, Krishna, nobody can understand you by studying the Vedas. But if one has a little devotion in their heart, they can understand you. The second verse is Ramadimurti Shukala Niyamena Tishtan Nanavatara Karoda Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Parama Pumanyo Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajam. If you look at the translation says, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna, and the different avatars in the world in the form of Rama, Narsimha, Vamana. So, in light of this, looking back at what Krishna is talking, Krishna is saying, many, many births, both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of enemy. To see further is Krishna is like a Vaidurya stone. He can change colors, yet still remain one. How to understand? Devotion helps us to understand the Lord. Now, Krishna is saying that many, many births you and I both have taken. which means Arjuna is a constant companion of the Lord. Whenever the Lord incarnates in this world, his associates also incarnate to serve the Lord in different capacities. Now, Arjuna is one of such devotees who incarnates whenever Krishna comes. Now, millions of years ago, when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to the sun god, Arjuna was present. But the difference is the Lord remembers and Arjuna does not remember the incident. That is the difference between part and parcel living entity and the Lord. Although it is addressed herein, Arjuna is being addressed as, O subduer of enemies. He is a mighty hero. He won the battle of Kurukshetra. He defeated so many people, so many soldiers, single handedly. He's a mighty person. Yet, he cannot recall what was his previous birth. Therefore, however big or however strong or however great a living entity may be, in his material estimation, he can never equal the Supreme Lord. Anyone who is a constant companion of the Lord is a liberated person, yet he is still a living entity. He cannot ever become equal to God. So Krishna answers Arjuna's question, saying, Arjuna is asking, how do I understand? You spoke to sun god, you are my age. Krishna is saying, many, many births. You and I both have taken. I can remember, you cannot remember. And stay tuned. Going forward, Krishna will explain the science, spiritual science, which Krishna told to Lord Brahma when this universe was created. So, see you soon. Hare Krishna.